When Joe and Comrade Mabida then gave us our mission there in Morogoro, President myself, to tell us, you see, Mabida was the commissar of the army, would betray the chief political officer, and Joe was the commander-in-chief. And the president put in charge of the Western Cape, the commander was Basil. I was his political officer. Joe and up here they gave us our instructions, our orders. And as I said, we went down to Zambia and we stayed in Zambia more than a year. It's like 15 months or so. We arrived there in late February or something and stayed until late July, early August. That is when we crossed into the then Rhodesia, the big Luthuli Detachment. But Joe, you know, this time, when we got to Zambia, it wasn't long then, Joe shifted. You know, the person who was in charge in Zambia was Michael Paul. He was in charge of everybody in Zambia. Joe was still stationed up there at the headquarters in Morogoro. But it wasn't long after that. Then the emphasis was changed to Lusaka. You see, because Joe, when there was trouble with us in the camp, Joe assured us, look, if they had just come back from Lusaka to discuss with the Zambian government how to transfer us to Zambia, you know. And of course, the Zambian government was denying that there were camps, training camps, we put it that way. The ANC was in Zambia. So we were kept in houses actually. We stayed in a house for like more than 10 months. During the day, the whole day. Even sometimes we were allowed out to go for half an hour or so. But the whole point I'm making here is that Joe came down almost permanently to Lusaka. And he stayed there with Tom and Nkomo, and they stayed about 2 doors away from us where we were staying in Lelanda in Lusaka. It's a suburb of Lusaka. And we stayed there because there were other organizations there too. There was the ZANU people. ZAPU wasn't really established there. There was the MPLA and the Mozambique organization, Frelimo had. Also around the corner there are some houses there. You see. We used to see them going. There was this Portuguese chap among them. Used to see them, you know, through the window and all. Only later, and one of the Mozambique representatives there in Zambia, he was found murdered, and this Portuguese guy who was with him, going with him, he had disappeared, only to find later that he was an agent of the Portuguese, and he had killed Sigalke, this guy's name. But this is just an aside, you know. So I was saying that Joe was staying now more or less permanently there in Zambia. And so, because he was now organizing reconnaissance groups to go down to Botswana and all. And he didn't have much luck with that. You know, because just we sent down were caught, arrested. Fortunately, they were sent back and not to prison. But later on, they were arrested and put in prison in Botswana. You see, like Ranka, still alive. Ranka Chulo, yes. He's still alive, over 90 years old. 92 or 93, somewhere there. And I spent some time in prison with him too. But Ranka and Maleka, who was known as Mukeba was put in charge of us in the house where we were staying in Lusaka, Lilanda, Lusaka. You know, I'll tell you one thing about Joe. For all his, people will think that he was quite prepared to get into the thick of things, you know. I remember Benny Nato was telling me, his real name was Henry the Brain, 2 years old the Brain's late husband. He and Joe were close because they trained together there in, I think in the desert. He was telling me that Joe was a very good soldier, officer there. The Soviets regarded him highly, you know, and they gave him a very good report. And I believe so, because Joe was, from that point of view, could be a very good conventional commander, you know, and from what my understanding is of his. But he's quite prepared, you know, to slug it out. If people decide, look, we must go to the bush, Joe will be there, you know, like in 1968, 69, late 69. Organization, we went to the bush, we lived there, because we were under pressure from the Zambian government. So we went all to the bush. Joe was one of the first to be there, you see. A lot of people resisted. Oliver Tambo was the first to be there, you know. That's why I got a great respect. He worked from there, from the bush, both of them, you see. There were other leaders who were prepared, there were others who were not so happy about going there, because they had not gone through the military training and so on, you see. But we lived in the bush there for some time. And it's from there that we were taken away for further training. That was in 1969, it was after the Wonky thing.